Looking at the motionless monster, they realized that the creature was not invincible after all. Just moments ago, the two had driven to the hospital to collect supplies. They needed to find medicine that could kill the monster as soon as possible. The hospital was now in ruins, and several dried-up bodies lay on the ground. What was worse, the first medicine cabinet didn't have the drugs they needed, so they immediately headed to the operating room. However, just then, the woman's compass suddenly began to spin. This meant the monster was approaching them. Without time to think, Jack immediately packed the necessary medicines and they ran out. But an accident occurred at that moment. Tentacles suddenly extended from the walls, continuously attacking them. Fortunately, they weren't injured. In the critical moment, the two immediately ran toward the roof. But when they reached the corridor, Jack was suddenly caught by a giant tentacle. No matter how much he struggled, he couldn't break free. Seeing this, the woman immediately grabbed an axe nearby. Then, using all her strength, she chopped at the tentacle. The monster finally released Jack, and the two took the opportunity to escape, but the monster had no intention of letting them go. Soon, the two were cornered. In the critical moment, Jack suddenly noticed gas canisters nearby. He instantly had a bold idea. Jack immediately jumped behind the bar counter. Then he immediately aimed his gun at the corridor. When the monster charged at him, Jack pulled the trigger. The monster was instantly blown away by the powerful shockwave. This made them realize that the monster could indeed be killed. The woman's hope was instantly rekindled. She believed she had found a way to kill the monster. The woman asked Jack to take her to the laboratory. Eventually, Jack agreed to her request. They immediately got in the car and headed to the laboratory. However, just as the two left, the monster from earlier suddenly awoke. Soon, the two arrived at the laboratory. Anna immediately applied a special liquid to the bullets, then loaded them into the gun and pulled the trigger at the monster's scales. But the bullets caused no damage to the scales whatsoever. All their efforts ended in failure, but the woman didn't want to give up. She decided to fight here until the very last moment. Seeing this, Jack could only leave by himself. In the laboratory, the woman kept conducting experiments, but each time ended in failure. She had no idea what was going wrong. However, just then, the compass in her hand began to spin again.